With each passing moment, the weight of the amulet grew heavier in Alex's hand. It wasn't just a symbol of the god's return. It was a burden, a responsibility he hadn't asked for. Outside, the city lights flickered as if they too could feel the approaching darkness. The members of the secret society gathered around Alex, their expressions solemn. They explained that the amulet was not merely a tool, but a key, one that could unlock unimaginable power. And Erebus was not the only one after it. The darkness was spreading and more ancient gods were awakening, drawn by the promise of control. Far from the human world, Erebus stood in the heart of the shadows. Before him, another figure emerged, Hecate, goddess of witchcraft and the crossroads. They spoke of the amulet, of Alex's unwitting involvement in their grand plan. His role had become critical, though he had yet to understand the true depth of his importance. As Alex walked through the city, it felt as though the very air had changed. The streets were darker, more oppressive, and from every corner he could feel eyes watching him, shadowy figures lurking, waiting for the right moment to strike. The city was no longer just a backdrop to his life. It had become part of the battlefield. One of the shadowy figures stepped forward, revealing itself to be a servant of Hecate sent to observe Alex. It spoke in a voice filled with prophecy and warning. There was no escaping his destiny, it said. The gods were preparing to clash, and the amulet would be at the center of their war. The amulet pulsed, and Alex was thrown into a vision. He saw the future, a city in ruins, the gods clashing in an epic battle for control of the world. Erebus, Nyx, and Hecate wielded their immense power, bending reality itself to their will. But in the midst of it all, humanity was caught in the chaos, powerless to stop the storm. Alex awoke from the vision, gasping for breath. The amulet still glowed, pulsing with an intensity that seemed to mirror the urgency of his situation. He knew now that the time for hesitation was over. The gods were coming, and if he didn't act soon, he would be swept away in their war, just like the rest of humanity. Alex awoke from the vision, gasping for breath. The amulet still glowed, pulsing with an intensity that seemed to mirror the urgency of his situation. He knew now that the time for hesitation was over. The gods were coming, and if he didn't act soon, he would be swept away in their war, just like the rest of humanity.